Welcome back to the Scott Ballard Show right here on the Warrior Sports Network. Here with Coach Ballard. Coach, last homestand of the regular season. It's a big one as Wayne State comes to town on Friday, and then Augustana comes into McCown Gym on Saturday. Two teams that you played earlier this season on the road, and two tough losses for you. Starting with the, with the Augustana game, it was one that you kind of let slip away at the end. Again, kind of like last week, we had a big lead, and then they kind of came back on you. And then
thanks for bringing that up, Corey.
No problem. and then Wayne State, 20-point loss and your lowest point total of the season. Yeah. So, but now you got them at home, where you've yet to lose this season, so you must have more confidence this time around.
Well, we felt like with the Augustana game, it was a lot like the Mankato game, except they press really hard the whole time and chase you and try to make you speed up and play faster than you want to. But that was a game that we had played really well and built up a double-digit lead, and then had a 5 or 6 minute stretch in the second half where we didn't get anything done offensively, and we had some turnovers in both those games. We had way more turnovers than what we should, and it led to some easy scores for them. And Wayne is, I think they're 23-3. They're ranked, top 10 in the country. They've won 15 in a row. They've had a few close games here and there. They won Friday night by 2 in overtime at home against Sioux Falls. And it's nice that we clinched a home playoff game last weekend. And now the two games that we play this weekend, depending on the outcome, what it can do is change who you would match up with in the first round. But both games could have an impact on regional rankings, playoff implications, things of that nature, and it'll be Friday. We're having Think Pink weekend, so Friday is Cancer Awareness night for that, and then Saturday is our last regular season home game, and we always call that our senior and parent recognition night. So it's a fun weekend. Yeah, Katie Zepsic night, are the only senior on our team. Yep. And I'm really happy for her. She didn't have to come back for a 5th year. She actually graduated last May with, 4 classmates, but wanted to go out a winner, and had developed some good relationships with some other players on our team that were returners. And she wanted to come back and see what she could be part of, and see if she could help us. And she's been a great leader and great inspiration for all the returners on our team.
Mm-hmm. You kind of mentioned this a little bit ago, but does knowing that next Wednesday you're going to be playing in McCown Gym in the NSIC tournament, knowing that these are 2 big games this weekend, is that going to take just some pressure off of your team, knowing that we don't have to play for not having to make a big long road trip?
Well, it's fun to play at home, defend your home court. The revenge factor comes into play, with the way that we lost the Augie game. They're playing really well right now too. I think they've only lost once since we've seen them. So we kind of kick-started, a hot streak for them. Wayne, 3rd year in a row that they've won over 20 games. They've got a lot of seniors, 4 D1 transfers on their team. Really good team. They're playing for a chance to host a regional if they can finish strong the next week or two. But I like playing all these really good teams the last 3 weeks of the regular season, because it forces you to play at a high level, and there's no better way to get ready for playoffs than to be in that situation for a long period of time. And we need to prove to ourselves that we can play a lot better against the zone than what we did against Wayne that first meeting. Main thing of both those games is just take better care of the basketball. For whatever reason, the last 3 weeks we've averaged more turnovers a game than what we had prior to that. Part of it is being aggressive. Our shooting percentages went up again the last 2 or 3 weeks, but so has our turnovers. If we can get to the point where we don't throw possessions away, and then combine that with the fact that we're shooting better, that means we're going to put more points on the board and take a little pressure off your defense and maybe give you a little bit of a cushion to work with during the course of a game. But we have been getting to the free throw line a lot more the last 2 or 3 weeks too, which is a good sign.
Yep.
Because we're shooting 76% from the line as a team, so we need to get there more often. But I like how we're evolving. I wouldn't say we've peaked yet, but we sure have had some moments in games where we were really good. Now we just have to see if we can extend that for 40 minutes.
Last season, you ended the regular season against Augustana on a high note as Abby Bush set a school record. So what kind of crazy thing do we have in store for
I don't know. It'd be fine with me if somebody, broke 39 points
Absolutely.
in a game, as long as it's not somebody from Augustana. Because, Ashley is capable of doing that, has had some 30-point games this year. But it'll be two really intense games. Both nights people have a chance to see two really good teams play on our home floor against us. So we like to encourage people to come out and recognize, our players and how hard they've worked this season, and also recognize their parents.
Yep. All right. Should be a fun end of the regular season as Augustana comes to town on a Saturday to end the season, but then Wayne State comes to town the day before on Friday. For a 6 p.m. and 4 p.m. tip-off on those 2 days right here in McCown Gymnasium. And then it'll be right back here on Wednesday as you look forward to figuring out your opponent for the first round of the NSIC tournament. And then we'll be back right here next week to talk about that NSIC tournament opponent right here on the Scott Ballard Show on the Warrior Sports Network.